Hello and welcome back to the United Devils Watchalong. Today we're going to be just looking at Manchester United's first away game of the Premier League campaign and only their second of the season, being a match day behind due to their European exploits. They are travelling away to Brighton and Hove Albion, where they recorded a 3-0 win last season with goals coming from Greenwood and a brace from Bruno Fernandes. Of course, United are going in with slightly different fortunes on the back of that awful 3-1 defeat at home to Crystal Palace, and Brighton are going in after a promising performance against Chelsea and a thrashing of Newcastle United at the St James's Park. Brighton make a few changes. Obviously, Yves Bissouma is out suspended for a serious incident against Jamal Lewis. Matt Ryan starts in goal. The back three for Brighton remain the same in Ben White, Lewis Dunk and Adam Webster. Tariq Lamptey is fit and available to play. Adam Lallana and Steven Alzate are the midfield two. Solly March starts as the left wing back. Leandro Trossard, Neil Maupay and Aaron Connolly are the front three, which we'll be expecting to see a lot of fluidity in, with two natural strikers and one winger / inside forward. We're not quite sure how they're going to line up. For Manchester United, it's David De Gea in goal. After Dean Henderson's excellent performance against Luton Town, De Gea keeps his number one spot. Wan-Bissaka does come in, but Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw remain the same. Lindelof, who was obviously under a lot of heavy criticism against Crystal Palace, and Bailly, who was praised heavily for his performance against Luton Town, remains on the bench. Nemanja Matic comes in for Scott McTominay, but Pogba and Fernandes keep their positions. Mason Greenwood comes in for Daniel James and partners Marcus Rashford in the wide areas, with Anthony Martial leading the line once again. On the benches for both sides, it's Jason Steele, the sub-keeper. Bernardo, Dan Burn and Joel Veltman are three defensive options that Brighton have available. Pascal Gross is the sole midfield option, so if an injury to Lallana or Alzate is what occurs, that's a big problem for them. And Jason Malumbi and Alireza Jahanbach are the wide forward options that can obviously offer a lot with off the bench, really. For Manchester United, it is Dean Henderson who keeps his sub-goalkeeper position. Tim Fosu-Mensah and Eric Bailly are the defensive options. Scott McTominay, Fred, Donny van der Beek and Jesse Lingard remain the other substitutions. No real forward or wide players on the bench from Manchester United. Jesse Lingard could be considered as one, but no Daniel James and no Odion Ighalo, which is a big statement by the manager, who's obviously linked with signing Jadon Sancho with the transfer window set to close in 9 days. It's going to be a massive game for Manchester United. They have not lost their first two games of any Premier League campaign since 1992 to 1993. However, they did win the title that season, so we'll have to see what that means. But United are on a 4-game unbeaten run away in the Premier League, having won 2-0, 3-0, 2-0 and 3-0 in their last 4 games, and will be looking for similar fortunes going into this one, where they can go as high as 6th in the table with recording a win and a loss. But that is dependent on Manchester City and Aston Villa, who have also only recorded one result, and the same can be said for Burnley as well. It is a massive game for United, obviously, as I said, but it's a big game for Brighton too, who remain just 8th in the league and could go, again, they could even go as high as the top of the table. We'll have to see how things go. They're in excellent form. They're playing with a lot of confidence, and they know how to beat United, which is sit deep and counter, as their fitness levels of the Red Devils is still a big concern. We'll have to see whether Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can galvanise his team to their first win of the campaign in the Premier League, and whether Brighton win their 4th home match against Manchester United out of 5. It is, of course, Chris Kavanagh is the referee today, and unlike against Luton Town, VAR will be in use as it is a Premier League match, and it is going to be Manchester United to get us underway very soon, as the players will take the knee soon. Our timer's gone just a tad early, but it should be taking the knee now, supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, of course, which is crucial. And now Fernandes gets us underway, plays it to Lindelof, who's obviously under a lot of heavy criticism, as I said. He wasn't strong enough, wasn't aware of what was going on, really sloppy. And he was against Sevilla as well. Has to be said, Brighton lump it forward to Lindelof, and again, I think the nerves just got to him, but Maguire mopped up to Matic, and now Shaw. Fernandes to Rashford, look to bring in Fernandes, and he's won the ball back. There's a chance for him down the left-hand side. Finds Rashford again, marked by Ben White. Plays it back to Fernandes. It hits Luke Shaw, really, and Brighton can clear away just for the time being. It's Alzate, who gives the ball away to Martial in the box. It's a really poor bit of defending from him, but he clears it and makes amends for his earlier error. Headed back by Maguire and cleared, almost sideswiped to Aaron Wan-Bissaka down the right-hand side, who still looked quite unfit against Luton Town. Hopefully he's had a few days to shake off a bit of the rust. So is Nemanja Matic, who driving the team forwards now down the right-hand side. Wan-Bissaka, Greenwood to Fernandes. This is a much sharper start already. Now Pogba, there's a chance for Rashford. It's defended very well by Lewis Dunk. Collected out of the air and played to Alzate. And now Webster. Looking long for Aaron Connolly, but will be a throw to United. I will say this now already. If you have any questions or topics you would like me to discuss during the game, please comment below on the live chat and I'll answer them as soon as I can. We'll of course be doing a man of the match in the 90th minute and will do players of the half as well, and the worst player of the half too, and have your say on who you think it should be in the live chat. So with Matic now, brief spell of possession for United. Fernandes dallied on the ball, couldn't pass it to Martial, finds Luke Shaw instead. Anthony Martial, Nemanja Matic. Of course, Shaw's going to have to be wary if he gets caught upfield, because Tariq Lamptey has obviously been starting so promisingly since the post-lockdown Premier League. Signed by Brighton from Chelsea, deemed surplus to requirements there, and I think Chelsea might be regretting that decision based on the performance he had against them and against Newcastle. It's Pogba now. Matic leaves it for Shaw. No options really ahead of him, and he's found a good pass to Fernandes out of nothing, but again, the Brighton back three defend very well and clear. Matic hurried by Aaron Connolly, and there's a chance now for Mopé down the right-hand side. Tries to put in a cross. It's defended by Lindelof out for a corner. But a nervy moment for Nemanja Matic, as his header back to Maguire was awful. And then Mopé's persistence got past Harry Maguire. There's no way Lindelof should have let him do that. And it was a bit sloppy from Maguire as well, you have to say. But a corner down Brighton's right-hand side for a chance to get, against the run of play. I think it might be Solly March going to take this, natural left footer, but Adam Lallana is there as well. It's taken short to Lallana, who puts a ball in. It's cleared by Shaw, but only as far as Alzate, and now Trossard. Whipped all the way back to Matt Ryan. Gets United upfield. Long ball looking for Mopé, who started as a left winger. It's cleared by Matic, but only out for a throw. So this is Matic's 475th career senior appearance, and he'll be wanting to make a big statement after dominating the midfield against Luton in the Carabao Cup and losing his place to Scott McTominay due to quarantining for the opening day fixture for United. It's with Ben White. Good pass into Trossard, but he loses out to Fernandes initially, but there was no one else to help with the challenge, and Brighton still have the ball. It's now with Neil Maupay down the left-hand side. Tries to play it back, but it's Rashford now down the right. Whips it for Greenwood. Fernandes. There's a chance to find Martial or Rashford, but only hits Alzate, and now it's Solly March. Lallana to Webster. Now Lewis Dunk. Former Leeds player Ben White will know how important this fixture was for his former club and knows how important it is for Brighton today. It's now with Webster to March, and now Alzate. Lallana, of course, his last goal was actually against Manchester United in the Premier League. It was an equaliser late on at Old Trafford for Liverpool. But now a ball in from Trossard, cleared by Lindelof and lumped away by Harry Maguire as far as Lewis Dunk. Now White. Manchester United with an early scare. It's a great ball in from Trossard. Out of nothing, really. Found a bit of space down the right-hand side, and now there's a chance for Connolly down the left. March to Webster. United's pressure forces Brighton back. It's with Ben White. A long pass looking for any options. Maybe Lamptey or Trossard was allowed to be trickling out for a throw-in by Luke Shaw. Of course, he's going to have a lot of competition if United can secure the deal of Alex Telles. He was the player who actually did come out and agree with the manager saying we need reinforcements, and so he seems keen for competition. But now Lamptey having a run, looking for Maupay, but cleared again by Lindelof, and Pogba's now fouled by Adam Lallana. Had a roulette looking to get past the Englishman and just clips his trailing leg, and it is a foul. Back with United now, and Matic. Of course, this is the starting lineup that won 3-0 at Brighton last season, and Luke Shaw looking to get Rashford in, but back with the Seagulls and Alzate. Maupay to March. And Alzate, of course, almost gave United an early chance into the game. Gave Chelsea an early goal with an awful back pass. Brighton looking to go long for Trossard, but Shaw can keep it in play, and Maguire can get it back to his goalkeeper. And De Gea looking to clear, finding Rashford actually with the long pass quite brilliantly. Now Fernandes to Greenwood down the right. There's some space for the youngster. He looks to get past Webster. It was fouled by Webster, I thought, but the referee says nothing. It's now with Lamptey, who's gone infield, to Trossard. Space ahead of him. And he's finding that space for Solly March, who can easily get away from Mason Greenwood. There's a chance for him on his right. He ushers it back to Alzate. And now Trossard again, who shoots, and it hits the crossbar. And it's hit again by Maupay, but for a goal kick, a brilliant effort by Trossard. Just Alzate easily into Trossard, no marking, and he whips it, and it's a great shot. I think it just hits the corner. Let's see. David De Gea, I think, would have had that covered. It actually just hits the post, not the crossbar. But a brilliant effort from Leandro Trossard out of nothing, really. But should be a wake-up call from Manchester United, you would hope. Now Maguire to Matic. Pressured by Lamptey, but shrugs him off. Finds Martial. Into Shaw. Back to Martial. Pushed by Lallana, but keeps the ball. Finds Pogba, who started again on that right-hand side, interestingly, which he left quite open against Crystal Palace. But he finds Fernandez, but the back pass was sloppy. And it's back with Trossard, and the counter's on for Brighton. It's a chance for Mope down the left. Deflects into the box, but Pogba recovers. Fernandez, back to Pogba. Deflected into Greenwood's path, but Wan-Bissaka can clear, and Fernandez can look for Greenwood again. And he finds him just about, but Webster reads the ball well and knocks it out for a throw. Again, the counter-attack from Brighton is causing problems, and their brilliance on the ball is taking players out of the game for Manchester United. United are now living off scraps because their possession isn't really good enough. And Pogba looks to hook Rashford into the game. It's again cleared by Brighton, but only as far as Luke Shaw. He's looking to get past Solly March, who's taken up a different position down the right. And again, Fernandez loses the ball, and again the counter-attack is on for Brighton. It's Connolly and now Mope, who looks to get past Lindelof and have a shot. It's deflected, and it will be deflected into Bruno Fernandez's path on the left-hand side. The counter-attack is becoming much more dangerous for Brighton because United can't keep possession. They're trying to rush things. If they just bide their time, play slowly, I say slowly, but wait for the right chance, then Brighton will tire down. But it's about not rushing and not being too hasty with the ball. It's Maguire now. Matic, who's sitting in as an auxiliary centre-back, as we've seen so many times. In his, soon to be 4-year stint with United. Rashford's sliced switch of play finds Wan-Bissaka eventually, but Greenwood now loses out after a hard pass, really. And it's Alzate to Lallana, and there's space ahead of him looking for Lamptey, who can look to get past Luke Shaw early. Gets past Rashford instead, though. Comes centrally. Gets away from Matic too. And was fouled by Matic in the end. It's going to be a free kick to Brighton about 35 yards out. Early burst of energy from the youngster. Was probably the right challenge to do because it's quite far out. But again, United have been undone in the last 12 months from set pieces and from balls into the box. And of course, that big back three of Brighton can cause a lot of problems. And it's going to be either Solly March or, I think, Leandro Trossard on that. It's going to be March. Whips it into the back post. It's headed out by Maguire. And now Greenwood clears, looking for, I think, just time for United to get out of the box. But it's back with March. And Dunk to White. And Lamptey. It's back with Matt Ryan. March to Lallana with a fast through ball into Aaron Connolly, who looked for Mope. It's cleared by Lindelof in the end for a throw. A lot of criticism on the Swede. Eric Bailly, hungry for the position. Axel Tuanzebe and Tayden Mengi raring to go. Solskjaer's looking forward to having them as part of his first team plans, of course. And so there'll be heavy competition for a centre-back, let alone if United do manage to pull a rabbit out of the hat and sign a new centre-back. Of course, linked to Gabriel Magalhaes and Pau Torres, even Deo Upamecano. But nothing yet, just Donny van de Beek, which of course was a massive improvement, but more still needed. Lamptey loses out. Shaw has it back. Rashford back to Shaw. Chance for Shaw to drift in. The pass wasn't on. Martial was getting nowhere near that. It's back with Lallana and Lamptey. Brighton pressed a little bit and had to clear in the end, but it only keeps United's possession. And Matic shoved over by Alzate. Some would say obviously. course, I think so far United have had comfortable possession, not really caused many problems for Brighton. They seemed comfortable with it. Perhaps that one break from Mason Greenwood, but other than that, it's been Brighton on the counter, causing more problems. And of course, the biggest chance was that shot that hit the post from Leandro Trossard. But Maguire looking for a long pass. There's a chance for Rashford, headed back by Ben White. Lamptey back to his goalkeeper. But the clearance by Matt Ryan under pressure from Martial is given United possession as a throw. Of course, Timo Werner was talking about how big the back three is for Brighton, and any long balls or crosses into the box are going to be easy for them. Lewis Dunk 6'3", Aaron Webster 6'3", Ben White the shortest by a while is 5'11", but of course they have also got Dan Burn, who I believe is 6'7", and of course Joel Veltman as well. But it is Lamptey. Of course, he did start against United in that 3-0 loss last season, but he's given the ball away now, and there's Greenwood in the box, who shoots but skews it wide. And United are managing to find chances to get forward from Brighton making their own mistakes. And it's just a really, really poor pass. I think it was looking for Dunk, but he wasn't there. And it was a big chance for Greenwood on his stronger foot, and he's unfortunately skewed it wide. But promising signs for United, who can press Brighton and cause problems. But they will be spending most of their time in the possession themselves, and it's with Matic right now to Pogba. Good strength to hold off Ozate, and he was fouled again. It's back with Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka. There's just a 6-second delay on our stream, so that shouldn't be too affected if you see alerts. But it's Lamptey getting past Martial. Referee playing advantage. Brilliant bit of play from him. And now Lallana has found Mope down the left-hand side. There's Solly March for company. And he's got a ball in. Lindelof skews it into his goalkeeper's path. And it's a good thing David De Gea was sharp in his reactions, because that could have been a massive fluke own goal. It was a decent cross in, and it hits Lindelof, who, you have to say, if it was at the other end of the pitch, it would have been a fantastic effort. But De Gea comfortably catches it, and it's back with United and Matic. Who whips it looking for Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. It's a brilliant find. And he whips in a cross shot that just goes past the post. Just misses Martial, who made a good run in, but had Matt Ryan sprawling, making sure it didn't go into his far post. It's a great ball in. Just needed a slight glance from Martial. It just needs to be a yard inside. But decent chance. Lovely bit of quality from Bruno Fernandes. But Martial was pretty much brushed aside by Lewis Dunk. Of course, this is his 25th Manchester United appearance. Of course, has 12 goals and 9 assists for them in that time. How important was he that he joined in January? It's now White to Trossard. Shifts it wide, looking for Solly March, who looking to get past Wan-Bissaka himself. Does just about the first time, but not the second. Something that United fans take pride in for Aaron Wan-Bissaka is last-ditch challenges. And he just did one there. But Brighton, fortunately for United, keep possession. But again, Wan-Bissaka stops March in his tracks. Will be a throw, though, to the Seagulls. I think Graham Potter will be quite impressed with his team's first 20 minutes, but there were some errors that could have been preyed on by Manchester United, and if they can keep doing that and bide their time, this could be a good game for them. But here's Trossard again, and it's just wide. And David De Gea is furious with his teammates why no one was marking him. And it's the Belgian again who finds space, again found by Alzate, and again not marked by Matic or Pogba. And he's drifting onto that right-hand side, or United's right-hand side, and he's causing problems, and it just wide. I thought that was going in, personally, but again, just misses. United play the goal kick short to Maguire now. Shaw. Matic, who's actually been playing very well so far. Fernandes loses out. And it's a late challenge on Neal Maupay. And he is going to be booked just 21 minutes in. Realistically, I think that should have been a foul against Brighton, because just before Matic was brought down quite easily. I say brought down quite easily. He was pulled back by Trossard, actually. And so, realistically, that should have been a free kick to United. So, questionable decision there. But another chance for Brighton to lump the ball in. Will be Trossard instead to play it to Alzate. And now Lallana. Long pass in, looking for anyone. It's found Pogba only. And now Greenwood has a chance to get through, but the pass wasn't on. And Alzate can feed a ball in towards Maupay. It's cleared by Lindelof again, who started sharply. Throw in for Brighton down the right. The fluid front three actually is causing United's defence a lot of problems because no one's really marking Trossard. To Trossard now. Back to Ben White. United's press works again and Dunk is given possession. Still no shots on target by either side. But Brighton far more dangerous in the game. And they have possession again now. Alzate. Shifting it for Lamptey. Back to White. And then again, the Colombian Alzate gets away from Pogba nicely. Webster. Can see the confidence in the way Brighton are playing. Lamptey. Looking to take on Shaw. Has to play it back. Of course, this is a bad omen for Manchester United. You think about the way we've likened the transfer window to that in the final days of Jose Mourinho. In that game, in that season, Manchester United did lose 3-2 to Brighton. At the Amex Stadium, of course, Glenn Murray, Sean Duffy and Pascal Gross scoring. But now it's a chance for Maupay down the right-hand side. Well, United's right is deflected out by Matic for a corner again. And Brighton are continuing to cause United problems on the break and causing them problems with their fluid front three. Another set piece for United to defend, this time from the left-hand side for Brighton. Again, another column of centre-backs looking to attack. It's March whipping it in. Looking for Dunk. It's punched out by David De Gea. Just about, but now Connolly whips another shot in. It's kept in and headed in. But the flag is off. And it's offside in the end. But the shot by Connolly found Trossard, who I think took the corner, in fact. But it's punched by David De Gea, but not good enough. He wasn't strong enough. And I'm not sure Trossard was offside, but in fact it's actually been given as out and a goal kick. It's taken short again. Pogba, under pressure, found Luke Shaw very nicely. There's a chance for United on the left. Shaw to Rashford, who's not made the run, but he's looking for Shaw himself. Lost out to Alzate, but Shaw recovers. Keeps the ball in. Rashford looking for Martial. Pogba fouling Mopé as the pass was deflected. He's disappointed with that. Paul Pogba, he thinks he's won the ball. And I think he has. Nothing given for Manchester United so far. Of course, Solskjaer has said that this team is still not fit. It won't be fit for another 3 weeks, but any good positive performance with the 3 points will do. Pogba now, back with the ball, plays it to Matic. Making a run forward, looking for Martial. It's a good turn, but no options ahead. Good pressure as well by Brighton. Finds Fernandes. No options really ahead of him. Has to force it back to Victor Lindelof. Now Matic. To Wan-Bissaka. Back to Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka was fouled by Solly March. Could be a chance for United to whip in a set piece of their own. Yeah, it was late by March. Really unnecessary. Wan-Bissaka going nowhere. It is a chance for Bruno Fernandes to whip in a set piece. Say about 30, 35 odd yards out. It's a chance for United and Harry Maguire, who of course was hinted at being the danger man from set pieces. We'll have to see what United can conjure up. It's whipped in by Fernandes. It's a good ball, but it can't quite reach any United players. Maguire tussling with Solly March, fouls him in the end. It will be a free kick deep into Brighton territory. Of course, there are a few other sort of appearance-related things. It's David De Gea's 315th Premier League appearance. Of course, keeping 113 clean sheets in that time. Pogba makes his 110th league appearance since his return to Manchester United. And he'll be looking for more silverware to add to his already glittering collection. They've got to win this game first, though, and Alzate finds Connolly. And now March, fouled by Wan-Bissaka. It's another dangerous chance for Brighton to put in a cross. Doesn't win that ball, Wan-Bissaka. Of course, it's only 17 minutes left of this half, and you have to say Brighton have been much better. We saw that with Crystal Palace. We saw that with, realistically, when Luton grew into the game, we saw it with Luton Town. But it's another chance for Brighton to whip in another cross. And it will be Solly March, I think. It's left by Trossard. Whipped in by March. It's a great ball in, headed by Maguire. As Mopé on the right-hand side whips in another cross. It's looking for, I think, Webster, and De Gea has to just claw it away. But cleared again and fouled by Fernandes. And it is Webster. It's a great ball in by March. Can't be just about defended by Maguire. And Mopé can then bring the ball back in. And it's headed by Webster. It's looped over De Gea and he has to just tip it away onto the crossbar, in fact. He just wasn't sure whether it was going to loop in or not, but he didn't want to take any he didn't want to take any issues with it, and he just decided to claw it away, and then the foul happened. But again, another dangerous moment. Manchester United could have gone behind, and they could have gone behind again if Lindelof's clearance hadn't just deflected straight out for a throw, because Mopé was on the prowl and he was pressing very well. Pogba loses out again, and it's a chance for Brighton to get through, but Wan-Bissaka with a last-ditch clearance, and Pogba loses it out again. And it's a chance for March to whip in a ball, which no one attacked, and Rashford was fouled by Lamptey on the follow-up. But again, Brighton we talked about how United were fashioning chances from Brighton mistakes. Now United are giving them a chance to do the same. But again, another nervous scare for Manchester United. It's back with the goalkeeper. And now the captain. No options really ahead of him. Shaw to Fernandes to Shaw. And now Rashford looking for Bruno Fernandes. It's deflected almost into Mopé's path, but cleared by Maguire. Headed forward by Shaw, and now Rashford, but collected by Lallana. Of course, Lallana now given obviously a chance to start more regularly. He could make his 200th Premier League appearance in the next match day. Played brilliantly for Southampton and for a good period for Liverpool before losing his position to the likes of Keita and Fabinho, Wijnaldum as well. It's a chance for Alzate to get forward. He's bounced out of the way by Matic. Now Pogba looks to get past March, but he's dispossessed again, and Wan-Bissaka has to clear. But it's really high and not very far away. Rashford manages to salvage the possession, and now there's a chance for Shaw to break forward. Looks for Martial, good strength from him and good bit of skill as well to get past Ben White. And there's a chance for Rashford in the box to Greenwood, who scores! But the flag's up. The flag has gone up. They will look, but brilliant bit of play. Looks like Rashford is the one that would have been flagged up. Good bit of skill from Martial, and Rashford is offside. It's a shame because the build-up was fantastic. The finish was excellent. But just offside by a foot. Marcus Rashford, I think, undeniably so. And Solskjaer does not look happy with that. But a big chance for United on the counter. But now Brighton can keep possession. I think Matt Ryan will hit a long ball looking for Mopé. One interesting thing I've just seen is Greenwood drifted in to a centre-forward position when Martial was coming more central, which is something we haven't really seen from him. We haven't seen him play as that out-and-out striker that often, more often being a right winger, which is something that could happen and definitely will happen if Sancho joins, as then he will be given more options to play as a natural number 9. Something he has dreamed of, something Martial and Rashford also covered too, but there's only one starting number 9 in these modern Manchester United formations. But Greenwood's fouled a Brighton player, and it's a chance for Brighton to whip in another set piece. They've been causing a lot of problems. It's again March and Trossard over the ball. I think it will be Trossard this time. It's left by March, whipped in by Trossard, looking for Webster. And it hit Harry Maguire for a corner. All the United defenders left it, with Webster coming in, but it was Webster who drifted past Maguire. He looked just onside, Luke Shaw playing him on, and it says it hit, and the referees have said it hits Maguire, so it will be a corner. It's down the left-hand side. I think it will be A March delivery. He whips it in to the far post, looking again for Webster. It's going to be a goal kick to Manchester United. A dangerous area, really, but no connection once again. I think it's Lindelof who's backing away and not really seeing who's behind him. Solly March, of course, one who's been causing a lot of problems with his deliveries. He's 93rd appearance for Brighton, but he's only managed to register 2 goals and 7 assists in that time. Despite being mostly a winger, he's obviously operating as a left wing back today, which is something that he could definitely transition into because of his work rate and, of course, the deliveries as we're seeing in the first 36 minutes of this game. But I think he'd be disappointed with his goal tally. United on the ball with Matic to Lindelof. And now Wan-Bissaka to Greenwood. Looks for Fernandes. And back with Greenwood, who's getting away from March. I think fouled the whole time, but nothing given. And lumped away, looking for Connolly actually, and it's a one-on-one with Maguire. And he cuts inside, but Matic gets a foot in. Looking for Fernandes. Loses out to Lamptey initially, but wins the ball back. Pogba. Good strength to hold off Lallana. And find Rashford too. And it's with Fernandes. He was fouled. And so was Pogba by Lallana. I think one thing that Pogba has a problem with when he's trying to play the ball out is he's not so happy to sort of shrug off the player. He's happy to, I say happy to, but he's not willing to be more aggressive in those positions. And it allows Lallana there really to bundle him over instead of just shrugging him off. But it's Maguire to Shaw. Back to Maguire. United under pressure, but Maguire sweeps it wide to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who loses out, but can recover with Solly March on the back foot. But now March gives possession to Trossard, and it's Lallana to Lamptey, who's bundled over by Bruno Fernandes, and it's a penalty against Manchester United for the second game running. And it is going to be a penalty. They will obviously look at it, but it looked clumsy. Lamptey running into the box. Clattered into him, I think. It's an obvious penalty, and it's a poor decision by Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, it's a penalty. Disappointing bit of defending, but a good run from Tariq Lamptey, you have to say. I don't think they can't overrule that decision. Of course, they are going to still wait for that VAR clearance, which has been given, and it will be a penalty for Brighton. Of course, David De Gea did save a penalty against Crystal Palace, but it was ruled out for encroachment as he was off his line. It will be Neil Maupay. Of course, David De Gea hasn't successfully saved a penalty since 2016 in that semi-final of the FA Cup against Romelu Lukaku, so he'll be eager to actually save this one and have it stand. Feet are firmly behind the line. It is going to be Neil Maupay. He hits it and he Panenkas it into the top corner. A really classy finish from him. But Manchester United disappointed because they started to play a lot better in that half. Had a goal ruled off for offside. And now Brighton lead. And it is a really disappointing way for United to concede because it was totally totally avoidable. But 40 minutes gone, and Mopé scores. Of course, there's still 5 minutes left of this half for United to react to, but we'll have to see. Mopé scores his third of the season and his 13th for Brighton in the Premier League. Of course, he and Matic has just been booked for an elbow, I think, in Lallana's face. They weren't showing the challenge. They were still showing the celebration from Mopé. But it is Matic. It's just an arm, in Connolly's face, in fact. But I don't think there was any malicious intent in that. I think it was just trying to push him away. But it's two midfielders for United that have been booked already. And United's problems of conceding have continued. And it's another chance for a set piece for Brighton. And it's Trossard playing it short again. It's Alzate. Back to Trossard, who whips in across looking for Webster. It's back with March, who gets away from one but not two. And it's Greenwood on the counter. Gets past Alzate, I think, and he finds Pogba. There's a chance for United down the left. Bodies forward, it's Luke Shaw. He's trying to get away from Trossard and fouled by Trossard. It's a dangerous chance for United. And it is going to be Trossard to be booked as well. A lively game for the yellow cards. But it's a dangerous opportunity for United to get an equaliser. Just on the edge of the box, in the on the left-hand side for United. But I don't think United will go for a shot. It's going to be Fernandes, and I think he might have to go for the back post, but more as a cross to Maguire or Matic, who are around that area. There is obviously an option for a cutback to Shaw or Pogba too. It is Fernandes who whips it. He's looking for Matic, and it's in the back of the net. And it's Harry Maguire, gets an equaliser almost immediately. They're obviously going to look for an offside, but it's looking good so far. And it is an equaliser. Let's have a look. And Matic is onside. And so's Maguire. And it's a great set piece as Matic totally unmarked at the back post. And he just squares it effortlessly to Harry Maguire, who can tap it into an open goal. But it must go stated that the creativity from Fernandes and on the set piece today has been a lot better than it has been for some time. So a big step forward, and United equalise. Now, again, Matt Ryan pressed into clearing out for a throw and it conceding possession for Brighton. It's back with Matic. And it's Wan-Bissaka to Greenwood. There's a bit more fire in United's play. It's back with Matic. Wan-Bissaka to Greenwood, fouled. Apparently not given by Chris Kavanagh, and Matic keeps possession brilliantly to Fernandes. And now Rashford looking for Shaw. Opts instead to Matic, who has a hit. And it's straight out Matt Ryan. But a big moment. Again, United are starting to cause Brighton problems. And again, Lamptey loses out. But he's, in fact, been fouled by Rashford. I think on the follow-up. Or rather, the follow-through. But a free kick to Brighton. A chance for them to clear the ball away from their final third, which is where most of this play has been spent in the last 15 minutes. It was Matic. And I think it's So actually, Maguire kicks Lewis Dunk's leg and gets the... I think it is going to be an own goal, but I'm going to keep it as a Harry Maguire goal until told otherwise. But Maguire's long ball for Mason Greenwood, headed back by Webster, but won back by Pogba. And Greenwood has it back, and he's found Pogba in. And in fact, Pogba's been... It looked like Pogba was fouled in, but he's in fact... The official on the far side has actually awarded a free kick to Brighton. Realistically, Brighton have had the better chances of the half. United only really had that opportunity other than the offside goal. But you have to say, on the scheme, on the balance of things, it is probably fair United equalise, despite Brighton's early pressure, as they did grow into the half. But there's still now only a minute and a bit left of this half. And then there's a chance for United and Brighton to regroup and continue this battle. Now Fernandes headers forward looking for Matic, but Pogba fouls March now. And it will be, I think, a yellow card for Pogba. But I think Chris Kavanagh is telling Pogba he's got one more chance and he'll have a yellow card. But it is another dangerous opportunity for Brighton to put in a set piece and another ball to Lewis Dunk, Aaron Webster and Ben White. Just 30 seconds left of this half. This will probably be the last kick, and it's going to be Solly March with another ball in. It's looking for, I think it might be Alzate, but Maguire has gone down, and it will be a free kick to United. I think that will be it for the half. But player of the half for me for Manchester United has been Nemanja Matic. I thought he's been the sharpest. And the worst player of the half, I mean, you have to say Bruno Fernandes, really, because he gave away the penalty. He's been a bit sloppy in possession, but then again, he executed the set piece that got United back level. So maybe not. But his high standards do say that he's been the worst player of the half, and yet somehow almost the best. That is it for this first half of football at the Amex Stadium. We will be back in just 15 minutes. If you have any questions or topics you'd like for me to discuss during the halftime break, please comment on the live chat and I'll answer them just before the second half begins. But until then, see you in 15. And we're back for the second half. Of course, for those of you just joining us now, Manchester United did start sloppily, unable to really make an impact in the game, and Brighton were countering with dynamism, energy, pinpoint accuracy, but couldn't quite find any kind of impact. They did manage to score from a penalty conceded by Bruno Fernandes, and then instantly United equalised with a set piece of their own. Bruno Fernandes whipping a ball into the back post, Matic squaring it for Maguire, who I think deflected the ball into Lewis Dunk's foot, and I think it might go down as an own goal, but we'll have to see. It is, of course, Brighton going to get us underway. No changes made. And Brighton get us off now. Long ball, immediately looking for Tariq Lamptey, who's flagged offside, or maybe even fouling Luke Shaw in the process. But United back with possession. I think they ended the first half much better than they started it. But I think there were a lot of sloppiness from Pogba and Bruno in midfield. Rashford still doesn't look fit. Martial's looking better. So is Greenwood. But I'm saying that he's given it away, but it's been given as a foul against, I think, apologies, it is Alzate, but I keep forgetting his name. But it is Alzate who fouls Greenwood in the middle of the park. Just an arm in his general direction. To Maguire now. Now Pogba, who slips in trying to feed in Bruno Fernandes. It's headed out by Lewis Dunk and collected by Solly March, who looks for the long ball forward himself to Aaron Connolly, and he's found him. Pogba for company. Connolly's gone down, and it's another penalty for Brighton. And it's Pogba this time. And as I said, Pogba had the first half sloppily, started the second half equally sloppily, and been booked for his foul. It's not, there's not a lot in that. It's just an arm in his back. I don't know. I don't think that would be a penalty. It's very soft. It's very soft. He is from behind, so I can see why the referee's given it, but there's no contact. I don't think there's any contact. Simon Hooper, VAR. Yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's not happy with that either. But I don't think for a single second that should be given as a penalty. It's soft. And he's going to look at it, Chris Kavanagh, because there was such minimal contact. And he is going to have a look at this. And this is something that we have been seeing a lot more this season, something that should have been happening a lot more last season too. Just have a look. There's an arm. Both of them have an arm, and he just goes down really easily for me. There's not a lot. I just don't think. Yeah, in fact, actually, Aaron Connolly has an arm behind Pogba and wraps him into him. So I really don't think there's anything in this. There's nothing that can be said that it could be given as a penalty, I don't think. I'll be shocked if he doesn't overturn this. And they are going to overturn it, no penalty given. And the early scare for Manchester United has been overruled by Chris Kavanagh, and it's not going to be given. And while I have been critical of VAR, especially against Crystal Palace with the encroachment, it is actually going to be, it's actually a perfect example of how using the monitors works, and it allows the referee to change his opinion because, of course, VAR still remains a subjective, or rather refereeing still remains a subjective approach where it's whether the referee decides whether he's made an error, but to add another referee into the mix has often caused problems. And so this is a perfect way to show how it's actually been correctly used. But now saying that, Brighton try and give the ball away again, and Pogba again is battling with Connolly, but there's a chance for Greenwood down the right-hand side after a brilliant through ball from Fernandes. Gets away from Webster, and now cleared by Dunk. It's going to be a foul against Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I think. But United looking to react to that early scare. Pogba, again, tussling with Connolly, who went down with an arm in his face. Nothing given, rightfully so. I think he's trying to con the referee a little bit more, Aaron Connolly. But I think Pogba's trying to react too, because he played a great through ball into Mason Greenwood. But nothing to reply, with Brighton now in possession. And Matt Ryan looking to hit it long. Looking for Connolly, and he's just shrugged off by Pogba. Will be a throw to Manchester United. And they're just looking at the penalty check again, and it's obvious there's no real contact initiated by Pogba other than an arm in the back, which is something that both players have done. But it's back with United, and nervy by playing out from the back, and Wan-Bissaka's given possession away back to Brighton, but they return the favour, and Greenwood with the ball to Martial, and Greenwood has a bit more space infield, and a chance to play it left to Marcus Rashford. And now Fernandes to Shaw, puts in a ball, it's defended well by White initially, and then the ball back in, looking for Rashford. It's cleared valiantly by Brighton, and back with Solly March. Alzate to Lamptey. And now Trossard. They shift the ball really quickly, Brighton, down each wing. And a great turn by Alzate. Gets away from Matic, but the Serbian recovered, and now it's Pogba in possession, looking for Anthony Martial. Transfer Greenwood on the left-hand side. He whips it in for Rashford. Flags up, I think. No offside yet, but it's a brilliant bit of play from Manchester United, and they take the lead for the first time in the Premier League campaign. It's looking like it might be looked at. I think it was offside, but they're having a look again. It's Greenwood who is just offside, I think, because I think he was expecting Greenwood to take a touch and then play it in, but he was a yard offside, I think. It is offside, I think. It has been given offside again. Manchester United failed to score, and the combination of Greenwood and Rashford fails to make its mark. And United starting on the front foot in the second half. Must have been one hell of a half-time talk from Solskjaer to get them this revved up. As I say, if you have any questions or topics you would like me to discuss during this watch-along, please comment below on the live chat and I'll answer them as soon as I can. I have obviously given my players of the first half, will be giving my man of the match overall. Will be a throw-in now to Brighton after a poor pass from Pogba. Couldn't find Shaw. Back with Matt Ryan. Lewis Dunk. United's pressing has caused Brighton problems. It's causing them one now. They're pinned in. But Matt Ryan has managed to find a pass to Webster. Cut out by Lindelof. Wan-Bissaka. Greenwood to Fernandes and Pogba. Again, it's a poor pass from Pogba. And it's back with Ben White, who gets away from Luke Shaw effortlessly. And he drifts on, and he looks for Mopé. Loads of space for him. Cleared by Maguire. Deflected onto Pogba. Back with Alzate. And Lamptey, who can have a run at Nemanja Matic if he wants to. Can't get away from the Serbian just yet. Has to play it back to Lallana and Trossard. Scoops it in for Mopé. Won by Pogba. Lost by Pogba. Lamptey again. Whips it in. Cleared by Maguire. And now Matic. Fernandes. Chance for United to counter after a lot of pressure. Now Rashford's through. It's a brilliant through ball. And he's got Mason Greenwood on the right-hand side, but he's not. He's going to take it alone. He dummies. And he keeps going. Rashford scores! A brilliant individual goal, but a fantastic ball to feed him through. An exceptional goal. There's no way they're going to chalk that one off. A brilliant breakaway goal. Fantastic through ball from Fernandes, but most of the credit has to go to Marcus Rashford, who has been stuttering and struggling to get into good form, but he's got 2 goals in 2 now, and what a brilliant goal. Just gets away from White, dummies, sits him on his backside, and then cuts back in again, and with his left foot, he deflects it, I think, off Lewis Dunk into the right-hand side of the goal. Just showed on his left foot, and then he whips it. I think it might actually hit Matt Ryan. I'm not sure. But no, it is Lewis Dunk. But it is a brilliant finish, and it is going to count as his goal because it was on target. But United starting this second half much better, and Marcus Rashford gets them into the lead. You could say for the second time. But it's now Matic, a lot more confidence on the ball, and he's found Bruno Fernandes, who hits it straight at Solly March, but can recover. Find Maguire. And now to Shaw. And Rashford has gone more towards the right-hand side and Greenwood on the left for the moment. Pogba to Matic. I expect Pogba might be subbed off in about 10 minutes because he hasn't been looking his usual sharp best. Obviously recovering from illness. I say illness is more from testing positive to COVID-19, which is not just any illness, really. But it's with Brighton now, who look rather crestfallen and could be culpable to concede a couple of chances again. And now it's Matic to Maguire. And there's space ahead of Pogba now. Fernandes. Martial on the left-hand side, looking to trouble Lamptey. Feeds Greenwood back to Martial. Whips it to Wan-Bissaka. Loose touch, but he's looking to get past Solly March. He's overhit that one, and he won't keep that in play, I don't think. Will be a goal kick. Of course, this is Rashford's 45th Premier League goal. He's just one away from hitting 70 for Manchester United in all competitions. It's Webster to March. Brighton still very much in this game. United still very culpable to concede another one, you'd have to say. But it's about dominating and trying to win and try and win another goal, really. And I say win because that is where United are. But the brilliant through balls found. Aaron Connolly down the right-hand side. He's bundled over. Nothing given this time. Again, it's just an arm in his back and he's gone down so easily. They are going to look. It's another through ball that Connolly can just run at Maguire. I don't know where Lindelof is, but it's just an arm. There's nothing in that. Again, and he's just going down so easily. That's 3 times he's, you could say, dived. March now with the ball. Alzate to Lallana. White. Lamptey looking to shift it back to the former Leeds player, but United's press has stopped for the moment. Webster to March. Back to Webster. No, Lewis Dunk. Wan-Bissaka wins the ball in midfield. Pogba looking for Martial. It's cut out well by Lallana. Back with March. The high press from Manchester United is causing Brighton problems, but it does mean that there is space in behind. And so Brighton can play that long ball to Connolly and Mopé. But it's Dunk. Webster. Of course, there are many calls for Lewis Dunk to be called up to the England squad. Obviously, the limited centre-back quality, really, in this England squad. It's just really Maguire and Gomez that have made themselves regular starters. Could argue Michael Keane should be contested for that, and James Tarkowski, but Lewis Dunk's certainly a contender too. But now Solly March has got a bit of space down the left-hand side. He's found Mope centrally and Alzate. Lots of players behind the ball for Manchester United, but Lallana's still found space, and so's Lamptey down the right. Has a chance to 1v1 Shaw, plays it back. It's now Lallana, back to Lamptey. It's now White to Mope, who gets away from Maguire and that's March, and he hits the post again. And that was a big chance for Solly March, because he was completely free down the left-hand side, and he hit it past David De Gea, helpless to stop it, and it hits the inside of the post and then goes out. De Gea has no chance, and it's just so unlucky from Solly March. United riding on that luck at the moment since taking the lead. They've hit the post 3 times now, and this one's the most unlucky by far. Would probably say the other two De Gea had covered, but this one, no chance. Totally beaten. Now Maguire to Lindelof. United play it short again. Wan-Bissaka to Fernandes. Gets away from Alzate initially and fouled by the Colombian. I think Donny van der Beek's gone to warm up now, which I think is a big statement from the manager. Could also see the likes of Fred or McTominay come on. McTominay wasn't the greatest against Crystal Palace, but Fred certainly played well against Luton Town. Definitely in the latter stages. And Matic just hits it straight at Neal Maupay, but lucky to only concede a throw, or rather win a throw. Was a big worry again. I think United playing out from the back is not ideal. When they get it into midfield, it's normally strong and composed, but it's about getting there that United remain problematic and erroneous. But it's Lallana, lost by him and picked up by Rashford, and now Greenwood can feed Martial on the left-hand side. There's players ahead of him. Luke Shaw for company, finds Luke Shaw. It's under hit, and Lamptey recovers well and can counter. But Luke Shaw manages to get back. Long ball looking for Mope, cut out by Wan-Bissaka. Played backwards by Matic. And now Maguire. It is going to be Fred, I think, to come on, and I would expect it to be for Paul Pogba, who's looked sloppy. Mason Greenwood now to Matic and Pogba. Fernandes to Lindelof, looking for a long pass that was never going to reach Martial. It's now Solly March. Apologies, it's Trossard. And there's space again for March down the left-hand side. He's not being picked up that well. And another chance to whip a ball in, defended by Lindelof very well. But he's getting into a lot of space, Solly March. Wan-Bissaka's going tight to Mope, and Greenwood's gone inside instead of following Solly March, which is causing United problems. I think I could see Mason Greenwood come off for, say, another midfielder, maybe another more defensive-minded winger, maybe Lingard, but I don't think we're at that point yet in the game. I think definitely Fred warming up is a big statement for United, that they need more composure and more defensive stability in the midfield. But a corner now to defend. It's March to whip it in. Headed out by Luke Shaw at the near post, and it will be a throw to Brighton. Be March to take that too. It's back to Webster. Now Lallana to White. Lamptey. United maintaining a rigid shape for the moment, not prepared to press too much. It's almost like Pogba's playing as a number 10 for the moment, and Bruno Fernandes has gone back to a number 8 position. And a flick looking for Mopé or Connolly even. Great flick from Trossard, but Mopé was offside, and so was Connolly, who both made the run. And it will be Fred coming on for Paul Pogba, and I don't think he can have too many complaints about that. I think it's more just about getting him back to fitness and just getting him ready and firing on all cylinders. But certainly, I think the right decision. And I think they can do this from this position, because I think to take him off when the game was level would have been a massive coup. But the fact that they are ahead, I think it's an obvious decision. Obviously, Pogba's disappointed to be substituted. Any professional footballer would be disappointed not to play as much as possible. But I think it is the right decision tactically. And I think United will have a lot more stability right now with a fully fit Fred instead of partially fit Pogba. And it is Luke Shaw with a through ball looking for Fernandes. It's cut out by Webster, and Fred immediately gets into the fray by bringing down Alzate, his opposite number. And Brighton start quickly again. There's a space for Trossard on the right-hand side, but it's not found, and Fred can bring Rashford into the game. Marked by Lamptey and not awarded a foul. Rashford's gone down now, actually. It's back up, though, and Brighton continue their possession in their defensive half. It's with Dunk to White. Again, seeing Mopé trying to peel off Wan-Bissaka, but it's Lamptey finding Trossard for the moment down the right to Alzate, who loses out by Martial, and there's a chance for United to counter again. That's a foul, but not given. 3 fouls that could have been given, 2 to United and 1 to Brighton. None awarded by Kavanagh in this move, but it's back with Trossard. A chance down the left-hand side or United's left. Trossard again marshalled by Shaw. And deflected off from Nemanja Matic for a throw. It's with Lamptey. Of course, one thing that will be on fans' mind is that United have never lost a game against Brighton under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, winning both home matches, and of course the latest away game 3-0 post-lockdown. But it's with March now, who's been very dangerous. Getting away from Wan-Bissaka, finding Neal Mopé, cleared by Matic and then by Fred, but recovered by Mopé excellently. He keeps driving, and it's hit David De Gea just at him. Manages to squeeze it between Lindelof's legs, but really not much room for him, but he managed to find a lot of space there, Mopé. I think United players are slightly worried to stick a leg out because they know these Brighton players will go down. Now Fred finds Fernandes, and now Martial's through, but just loses his footing or control of the ball, and it's back with Lewis Dunk. It was a good chance on the counter because Fred cut a few players out of the game with that pass, and did well to do so as he was slipping while playing the ball. United are looking sharper as the game's going on. You have to say they do need to just keep going, keep getting their fitness ready, because it's going to be a massive game. Obviously, they're playing on Wednesday against Brighton, but they're also playing against Tottenham on Sunday, which will be a massive game. Of course, Tottenham have heavily recruited, United less so, but before that match, we will be seeing, hopefully be seeing a lot more action in the transfer market, as promised, in inverted commas, by Solskjaer and Ed Woodward. Van der Beek and Scott McTominay warming up, which shows a lot of intention from United to make the midfield far more stable. In the meantime, Wan-Bissaka with the throw. It's with Martial and Matic. Rashford not quite making that run yet. It's been found nonetheless. He's got Lamptey and Lallana for company. Has to play it back to Matic. Rashford to Matic. Martial. Shaw. Brighton remain in the rigid shape. Everyone's behind the ball for the moment. I think for now they're just looking to keep United at bay. United probably happy to keep the ball. You'd expect Brighton to have a lot more energy. They're starting to show it now. But Fred, looking for Rashford, headed out by Lewis Dunk, kept by Martial. Brilliantly found Fernandes, who lined up a pass to Martial. Was he brought down by Ben White? Nothing given yet. Solly March looking to break past Fred. Won by Wan-Bissaka for a throw. And he's gone down, Wan-Bissaka. It's a brilliant tackle by Ben White, I think. It's a fantastic pass from Fernandes. And Martial took it in his stride. Just one touch. And he just got a touch from that Ben White. Just the tiniest bit. But that's all his game. It's just reading the game very well and getting that toe in. That's why he was rated at 50 million over the summer. And he's just found Trossard now, who goes looking for Mopé and finds Alzate. Solly March again. Marked by Greenwood this time. Cuts inside. Looks for Connolly. The deflection finds him again. He drives into the box. He falls over by himself. And he whips in a cross, headed out by Lindelof. As far as Alzate. Trossard. Driving down the left-hand side. Looks to whip in a cross. It's deflected by Wan-Bissaka. David De Gea fouled by, I think, Neil Mopé. He just looked to collect the ball and he got an arm in his face for his troubles. It was actually Lallana who just comes in with an arm into his neck. Something that wasn't given against Everton. Something that was against Liverpool. Something that has remained a controversial topic when it comes to fouling goalkeepers. But back with the Australian goalkeeper Matt Ryan. Finds a nice pass to Lamptey. Alzate fouled by Martial, and I think Brighton will make a change now with 18 minutes left. It is Pascal Gross. And most of his goals have been against Manchester United, albeit penalties, but 25% of his 25% of his goals have been against Manchester United, and he scored the winner, obviously, against United in the two away games before Solskjaer's sole match at the Amex. It's now March looking for another through ball towards Connolly, but Lindelof reads that one well. But he loses out to Mopé, just a really poor pass. United have bodies back, though. It's back with Lewis Dunk. The early scare after that Lindelof miss pass was cut out easily, and now United have the ball down the left, and Shaw can bring United forward. He's got Rashford for company. He's been brought down really easily by Ben White, and it is a yellow card because it was cynical and stopping a counter-attack. But again, Luke Shaw's energy has done well to get United forward, but I think it will be a substitution for Brighton now. It's going to be a double substitution. It's going to be Alireza Jahanbakhsh for Aaron Connolly. And Lallana coming off even for Pascal Gross. So Apologies for the delay. I'm just trying to make sure I get the spelling right for Jahanbakhsh. And he will come on, I think, more as a natural winger. But it's going to be the centre-backs in now, because it will be a set piece for Manchester United. Of course, they equalised from a set piece. Although, very different angle this way. Maguire and Matic have gone in, so's Rashford. It's whipped in by Fernandes, and it's hit by Martial, but blocked, and back with Martial, who whips it in, looking for Maguire. It's headed out by Lewis Dunk as far as Greenwood, who cuts in and finds Rashford, and he has a hit. It's blocked again. A wall of blue ahead of them, and Luke Shaw's misplaced pass will give Brighton a throw. Of course, I have to see how much those substitutes will make a difference in the last 15 minutes. Manchester United still have 2, and McTominay and Van der Beek still warm up as we speak. March with the ball. Finds Mopé. He has to track all the way back. He's being hassled by Wan-Bissaka all the way, but he's still managed to find Lamptey brilliantly. There's a chance for Jahanbakhsh, and Trossard is totally free, and a chance for him. He's hit the crossbar again. Unbelievable. Trossard with another fantastic effort, completely beaten David De Gea, and he's hit the crossbar. Unbelievable. United riding their luck, you have to say, but still remain ahead, and they have a chance to counter. Fernandes looking for Greenwood. It'd be a coup if they score from this. Webster marking him all the way, but Greenwood still keeping the ball. He's found Fernandes. Fred to Martial. Back to Fernandes. And now Rashford to Martial. Back heel looking for Rashford. It's going to be collected by Matt Ryan, though. But United still riding their luck. There was a lot of space after Wan-Bissaka pressed Mopé all the way back to his own half and deep into his own half. And then Trossard had a lot of space to work with on the right-hand side. And there's a chance for... on the left even for, Brighton's left. But now March on that same side, looking to get past Greenwood. Shifting it back to Trossard. Deflected into Mopé's path. And then Trossard has a chance to get into the box, but hassled by Wan-Bissaka. Space for March again. He cuts inside. Has a shot. It's deflected. I think off his own player. But it will be a goal kick. Can I have a look at that Trossard effort yet again? And it's a fantastic ball from Jahanbakhsh. Completely free. And he hits it on his left foot. And David De Gea is totally beaten. No chance to save it. But really bad luck from Brighton. Just smacks the crossbar. Bounces off. You have to say, Brighton might deserve to have a goal or two. But United still remain in the lead. And now Brighton can get forward, and it's a chance for Mopé. Wan-Bissaka gets a toe in, but there's still space for Trossard again. And now March. Fred looking to get past, but it's Pascal Gross deflected into Fernandes' path. And now a chance for Rashford, who loses the ball. Brighton can keep the pressure up. It's Jahanbakhsh to Lamptey. There's space for Alzate, but Lamptey's going to find him. Back to Jahanbakhsh. Alzate to White. It's gone very far forward. It's back to Dunk, though, and Webster. United defending strong. And now it's Solly March to Trossard. Shaw gets a touch, and Martial could break. If he plays well, he's got past Ben White brilliantly and fouled by Pascal Gross. Not given, though. Now Lewis Dunk can bring Brighton forward. There's space for Trossard again, but Mopé found. Jahanbakhsh to Lamptey. Puts in a ball. Great ball in. Headed by Lindelof. And now March has a chance again. But it's over the bar. Deflected over the bar for another corner. It's headed out by Lindelof. Quite poorly, but I guess the power of the cross really gave him not much to work with. And then the shot by March hits Wan-Bissaka. I don't think it was going to go in anyway, but it's still going to be a corner. Can't take those chances. It's going to be Pascal Gross to take this one. It's going to be whipping in, but let's see what he can conjure up. He whips it in, headed out at the near post, and a chance for United to break with Greenwood. And he's looking to get past March. He does. And he can look for Rashford, who's onside. But Lamptey for company. Now Martial in the box down the left-hand side. Plays it back to Rashford. Plays it all the way back to Matic. Fernandes. United have surged up the pitch, but Brighton have got back efficiently. Back in their rigid shape. I think United are going to bring on Eric Bailly to match Brighton man for man. It's now Victor Lindelof to Wan-Bissaka. Looking to get past March. It's going to be a throw into United. It is going to be Eric Bailly to come on, and I think it will be for maybe Mason Greenwood or Anthony Martial. It's going to be Luke Shaw to Rashford. Matic. He's had a fantastic game. Fred. Greenwood. Back to Fred. Shaw. And now Maguire. Lindelof. Dangerous position for United if they get countered, but Wan-Bissaka keeps in Fred's pass, but Greenwood loses out to March. Has to play it back to his goalkeeper though. Pressure from Fernandes. Concedes Brighton's possession, but a pinball from Greenwood gifts it back to the Australian. Another long clearance. Matic can't get past Jahanbakhsh, and it's back with Brighton, and Trossard looking for Mopé down the right, or United's right. Into Trossard. Won by Lindelof, and back with Wan-Bissaka and Matic. Now Rashford fouled on the halfway line, and I think United can make their substitution now. I think it will be Greenwood coming off for Eric Bailly. It is Mason Greenwood coming off. Not made the same impact he did against Luton, but certainly a sharp display. And it will mean, I think, that Eric Bailly will come on as the right-sided centre-back. It's going to be matching Brighton man for man, and I think that is an important step because it means that United can then counter with the front two of Martial and Rashford. Now Matic looking for Wan-Bissaka, found Wan-Bissaka to Fernandes. Fred to Fernandes. Maguire. Of course, a lot of calls to have Eric Bailly start the game, but he makes an appearance nonetheless. Matic sweeping it, looking for Martial. It's going to find Martial, who's rounded Ryan, but the flag will go up. I think Ryan did really well not to let Martial get a shot off regardless of the flag. It's now Webster. Of course, I've got Trossard actually playing up front at the moment. Again, part of that fluid front three that even with the substitution, it still has that effect. But a long ball looking for Trossard down the middle. Won by Eric Bailly. His first contribution of the game is good. And he finds Fred, who's been very solid in the middle of the park. as has Nemanja Matic, who's on the ball now. To Lindelof, who's actually gone over to the left-hand side and is being the left-hand centre-back, and Maguire down the middle, Bailly on the right. So that's a worrying, and he's now given away the possession. It's always odd when you change the positioning of the centre-backs a lot. But it's with Jahanbakhsh down the right. And Gross to Alzate, back to Gross. White to Lamptey. Now a chance for White to put in a ball. He puts it in to the back post to March, and it's over the bar again. Couldn't really connect with that one. And Brighton still having chances down that right-hand side with the wing-backs. And really, Wan-Bissaka, that is his man. And he keeps getting caught in field and not marking the wing-back, which is something that he does have a problem with in these formations. But he just slices that shot, March. 5 minutes to go, plus added time. And De Gea, I think, is fed up of this short goal kicks, and he's going to hit it long. Looking for Nemanja Matic. Luke Shaw keeps possession for now. Had to do well to get past Jahanbakhsh. And Fred to Matic. Now Rashford to Martial. Kept by Matic. Good strength. Look to feed Rashford. It's won back by Ben White. Now Lewis Dunk. Matt Ryan can find Aaron Webster. The pass looking for Solly March is deflected off, I think, Bruno Fernandes, but it will be kept by Brighton in the form of a throw-in. Just see how many shots Brighton have had that have hit the crossbar. In fact, that shot that went wide earlier in the first half from Trossard actually hit the bottom of the post as it trickled wide, but that's another one as well. And now a great ball in by March is headed away by Bailly, but kept by Gross. And he feeds in Jahanbakhsh, who looked offside actually, but I think it will be a corner. Corner given, but it looked like Jahanbakhsh was offside, so I thought the linesman was going to rule it as put his flag up, but he's not given it just yet. I think they will have to, if they do score from this, Brighton, they will have to look at this. But another corner down United's left-hand side. It will be an outswinging one by Gross. There's space for March on the edge of the box. But I think they'll go in looking for Dunk, and it's headed over the bar. And it's going to be a goal kick. And Lewis Dunk is furious. He's expecting another corner, but it's not going to be given. And I think it's come off Martial's head, actually, so he does have a reason to be upset, or rather irate. But to be fair, I don't think that corner should have been given in the first place. So parity restored. But not parity in the game, as United still lead with just 2 minutes left plus added time. David De Gea hits another long one, looking for Martial, headed out by Lewis Dunk. Matic keeps the ball but can't find anyone else. It's now lost, and Lamptey. Now Matic has fouled Lamptey, and Mopé's just put an arm in Fred's face. And it's all kicking off a little bit. And I think there's going to be no yellow card given for any player there. Will be a set piece though. Van der Beek is warming up. I think he will come on for Bruno Fernandes in just a bit. But another set piece for Brighton to cause problems with. And it is going to be Pascal Gross alone on this one. Despite the early promise from Trossard and Solly March. It's going to be taken by Gross, whipped in, looking for Duncan. It's a free header, but another foul on Harry Maguire means United will not have another problem. It's Maguire there, and it's Alzate who just shoves Maguire to the ground. I think it will be, that substitution will be made now. It is going to be Van der Beek coming on. I'm not sure for who, though. Not sure they're going to make it just yet. It is now. It is going to be Anthony Martial to come off, not Bruno Fernandes. I think that means that Rashford will be the sole striker in this side, and it will be a very compact midfield with Fernandes and Van der Beek alternating as the more number 8 of the two midfielders, both really more natural number 10s. But big pressure for United to keep this. If they concede so late now, as we've seen against Southampton from this position, it will be a demoralising point. But there's still 5 minutes to go, so there's still plenty of time for Brighton to equalise. But Van der Beek has come on to shore things up in the midfield and perhaps nab a goal if possible. De Gea with another long kick. Looking for Van der Beek himself, and he finds Matic actually. And Matic looks to return it to the Dutchman. He's kept the ball. Good strength to deal with Lewis Dunk, but Lamptey piled in. Will be a throw to Brighton. Just 4 minutes left. United could get their first win of the campaign. There's a player down for Brighton, Neil Maupay, but Brighton happy to keep playing. It's Van der Beek looking to press, but Brighton keeping possession very nicely. And a long ball can find Solly March down the left-hand side, looking to get past Wan-Bissaka. Big leg stretching and winning the ball. Will be another corner though. Again, the 3 centre-backs have come into the box. They're looking for everything here, Brighton. Will be Pascal Gross with another in-swinging one. Gross whips it in. It's headed out by Luke Shaw as far as Solly March. Now Trossard. For March again. There's a lot of space for Jahanbakhsh. It's blocked by Eric Bailly. And now looking for Maupay in the box. Jahanbakhsh again. A ball into the back post. Looking for Gross. And it's hooked on and hit. And a great save by David De Gea. Trossard again causing United problems. A big save from De Gea. Now Fred, being pressed by Jahanbakhsh, keeps the ball and can feed United forward. There's space ahead of him for Van der Beek. Back with Fred. And now Fred again looking for Rashford. He's found Rashford. But the flag will go up. Now we can have a look at that save again from David De Gea. And it's a hooked ball in. And it's Trossard is onside actually. And it's a massive save from David De Gea. But really, Trossard was quite wasteful there. He hit it straight at De Gea. But De Gea stays big and prevents it from going through his legs. I have forgotten to give a man of the match. I have to say, Nemanja Matic has been flawless today. And he just wins that ball again, but can't keep it in his stride. Matic man of the match for me. Have your say on who you think should be man of the match in the live chat. With just 90 seconds remaining in this game. It's now Ben White to Lamptey. Alzate to Gross. Now March again, looking for a ball in, headed out by Maguire. And a throw in. It's now March again. Deflected out for another throw by Bruno Fernandes. He's been far more compact defensively. and far more clinical in attack when those few chances have arrived. It's now Lamptey looking to get past Van der Beek. Matic puts a foot in, but it finds March anyway. Whips in another ball. It's cleared by Lindelof. Back by Dunk and White. Jahanbakhsh. Space for Alzate on the edge of the box. Finds Jahanbakhsh again. There's a ball in. Looking for... And it's an equaliser! Solly March has equalised eventually for Brighton. And there's nothing Manchester United or David De Gea could have done about that, but it's a horrible moment. They've defended so well and so strongly, but Brighton have deserved this equaliser and get it now. And the goal will stand, I think. There's no complaints there. It's Jahanbakhsh, and then there's so much space for Alzate, who can just play it back to Jahanbakhsh again. It's a great ball in, and Bailly is stopping, I think he's stopping Webster, but March is completely free, and it is going to stand. It's undeniable, but it's Fernandes who was marking March, but that is going to be given, and it's a gut-punching moment for Manchester United, as they were so close to their first win of the campaign, but Solly March keeps Brighton in the game and keeps a point for them too. It's the 95th minute. Brighton equalise. But there's still time for Manchester United. Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw to Matic. Chance for United. It's Rashford and it's Van der Beek who keeps it in. It's going to be a corner. And one last chance. It was a big chance again. Rashford found Van der Beek. It just looked like it was going to be overhit. But there's a chance for United to take the 3 points again. The ball whipped in by Fernandes. Deep to the far post. Maguire! Off the line! It's not going to be given. And the full-time whistle goes despite United still trying to attack. And now United are furious. They're checking for a handball now. The referee's blown the full-time whistle, but they are going to have to check. And this is controversial. It's massively controversial. And Mopé's arm is in the air. It's blocking it. And that is a penalty. But the referee blew the full-time whistle, so I'm not sure what's going to happen here. But he is going to look at the screen. And this could be a big moment for Manchester United. The full-time whistle has not gone, it would seem, despite him blowing for it. United were furious. And I think that might be given as a penalty. And it hits Mopé's arm quite clearly. And a big chance for Manchester United to rather steal their lead. What drama. What drama if they do award this. I mean, that is a stupid decision from Neal Maupay because he's just had his arm up. And it's just really... And it is going to be given as a penalty. He's given it. It's undeniable, really. It was shocking he blew the full-time whistle just from that position regardless. But it looked like United could steal a win. Chance for... Of course, Trossard, who did score the early penalty that gave Brighton the lead, has just conceded a late one. And it is going to be Bruno Fernandes to step up. Of course, he got his set piece started, United's comeback. He was then setting up Marcus Rashford for that great bit of individual skill. But culpable for both goals, you have to say. But can he find a late winner for Manchester United? And now Lewis Dunk and Tariq Lamptey are trying to put Bruno Fernandes off, but Fred is his bouncer for the moment. It's a really, really big moment for Manchester United. Has not missed a penalty for Manchester United so far. But of course, stranger things have happened. And we've seen that just in this game. It's a big chance for Bruno Fernandes and Manchester United. And he steps up. And he scores. And undeniably Manchester United are in the lead. And it's the full-time whistle too. What a result on the back of some scary drama at times. And realistically, Brighton do deserve more than just a point here today. They've been fantastic. But Manchester United steal it, really, at the death. And the Brighton players are fuming. United won't be caring too much now. They've got their win. And it's a big, big moment for them. Because at points they've been bullied, they've been battered, and they've been broken at times by this Brighton side. And if not for the crossbar, if not for David De Gea, if not for some fantastic heading away from the crosses, Brighton could be further. We could have been ahead ages away. But anger flaring up as the game finishes, and you can't blame them for being furious. But that is it for Manchester United. They do get their first Premier League win of the campaign. We will be back next week for the match against Tottenham Hotspur. For this watch-along, we will not be showing the Carabao Cup tie on Wednesday against Brighton, which I'm looking forward to for the sheer number of flare-ups I'm expecting. But that's all we have time for this week. Thank you for listening, and if you have any comments or questions you would like for us to discuss on the next one, please comment below on the live chat or on the Twitter or Facebook posts. And if you enjoyed this, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on Twitter for all of our content.